This conference will now be recorded.
Hey guys, welcome to our May RMC and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers here. So
Thank you.
grateful to all the mothers we have in this group. Amazing. Want to go around and see what's on everybody's mind. Heather, would you like to share what's on your mind or any questions you have?
I don't think I have any questions. I would like to ask for prayers from all of you. We fly out to MD Anderson in the morning. It'll be me, my baby, my husband, and my mom. So I'm excited because I feel so good, but you can't help but be a little bit anxious too. But I feel really good, and I'm excited to see the progress that I've hopefully made.
Yes, we'll be praying for him. We're, we're going to be happy hearing the news too.
Mm.
Kevin, do you want
Yeah.
to anything you have on your mind or anything you want to share today?
No, I've been away. Well, I guess I do. I talk too much any damn way. I might as well get this off my chest. I haven't been on here for a while. I've had some issues. My wife, she's in a rehabilitation center. She had a severe stroke. The cause of that, she had cancer. Dr. Fasella at MD Anderson, diagnosed her, and she was in remission for a while. But with the radiation on her brain, she has 16 lesions on her brain, and the only way they can treat that is through radiation. That caused her to have this severe stroke. But since she had the stroke, a lesion has came back. Her cancer is back, and neither can be treated. I don't want her to go through the radiation again because she could end up being a vegetable or she could die. She's too weak to go through treatment for her cancer because she hasn't been moving. So I've been spending most of my time practically every day up there with her. You know, uh, she can barely speak. She can't move. She can't even sit up in bed. The only thing she can do is move her arms. And as far as her talking is concerned, well, she gets out a few words here and there, but she does understand everything that's said to her. So that's been pretty much my case. Uh, just dealing with my loved one. Myself, well, I spent a little time in the hospital. I had heart issues, blockage, twice. And the last time was, about a month and almost 2 months ago. And I had another blockage, which they did take care of. Uh, I lost a lot of weight when I went in the hospital. I couldn't eat their food. It was very nasty. I wouldn't feed that to a starving dog, you know. But I ate the vegetables and I ate the fruit, you know. But when I got out the hospital, I was in there for 10 days. When I got out, I started eating like a dog. And I did gain some weight back. Now I'm 163 pounds, but during that time and 2 months afterwards, I wasn't allowed to take the chemo because I had lost so much weight, you know, and they wanted me to gain it back. But now I'm back on that regimen. I just finished my third one this past Monday. I'm doing fine. I feel good, you know. Uh, they keep saying, like I have stage 4 RMC and all this here, and there's no cure for me, but the regimen that Dr. Pasol has me on, it's keeping me alive. That and my daily routine. I walk a lot. I play golf. Pretty much it. And I look at everything in a positive way. Some people say I'm out my mind. You know what, y'all? I don't care what people think. I'm still gonna say what I gotta say, do what I gotta do. I want to stay here. As I said, stated before. If you have an AK-47 and you're accurate, you can kill me. But know this, I will be moving, you know, neuropathy and feet and all. I'm going out with a fight. So trust me, I'm fine. You know.
Okay, Kevin, on that.
That's all I got to say. I'm glad to be back on here.
Yeah, we're
Wish
glad.
I could see, wish I could see everybody, but I don't know how to work this damn phone. So I'm dealing with looking at myself. So I don't know. Uh, I'll get on my computer eventually.
We hear you, and we glad that you're here. So don't worry about it. We'll take the cage and your voice. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I also lost teeth because of the chemo. So I smile with my mouth closed a lot.
That's all right. We can buy you some teeth. You good.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some dentists soon if it don't cost too much. Mm, mm.
Thanks for sharing, Kevin. Jennifer, is there anything on your mind or any questions you have?
No, just kind of like Heather, asking for prayers. We're flying out tomorrow to MD Anderson as well, so maybe we can see each other.
Mm.
I know Antonio, he just weaned off. We weaned him off of his fentanyl patches last week, so he's been pretty not being able to sleep at night. So I'm not trying to wake him up right now to come on. So,
Mm.
and he's doing okay.
Well, yeah, that hopefully you guys be able to see each other. I know I liked going to like Kim's place as a place to meet. Like that's like spots
What's that
I
called?
like. It's called Kim's place. Like it's an arcade area. They have like they have like little drawings. They give you like I've gotten blankets from there that they give like us. The people that run it are very like welcoming and very sweet. I got to sing karaoke a couple of times too.
Mm.
Like so that
Can you
was
sing?
Know about that, but
that. I
Mm.
mean, I guess it depends who you ask, but
Mm.
um, no. But I no, I like for me no, I do like I thought like singing was like one of my fun things to do and so one of the things nice to do in like the hospital. So and then
Mm.
I also like near the Kim's places there's like a coffee area too that's like nice. So I'm very into my coffee. So sitting and just like grabbing a cup of coffee was like nice for myself too.
all right. Thanks for letting me know about that place.
Of course. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna try to see if we can coordinate something where we can all meet up. So we'll see how we can do that. Hopefully it'll work out for everybody.
Mm.
And I'll try to make something too because I know I think I owe you a cheesecake, Richie.
Of course you do.
You said, of course you do. Yeah. All right. Mm.
Julia, is there anything on your mind or any questions you had?
I don't have any. Well, I don't. Um, I don't know if my dad already told you, but we're coming down to Houston next Monday. I have an appointment starting on Tuesday, and I have appointments all week long. But I've been off of chemo now. They took me off the sassy because my scans showed that my tumors doubled in size, and I've got a new one in my right lung as well. But like I've just been I have a really bad cough, and I've been having like these I've been having like these hot flashes, or yeah, they're like hot flashes, and I just don't feel very good. But yeah, we're coming down on Monday, and we haven't made our flight reservations yet. I just found out from corporate flights that they're not able to find us a flight, so we'll be looking for a flight starting tomorrow, because I'm not feeling very good tonight to be looking for flights.
Julie, I just sent some information to you and your dad to contact Zan with RMC
Yeah,
Research Foundation.
yes, I
And
think girlfriend.
yeah.
I sent her the link that you sent me from the website, so she was gonna reach out to some of those for me today. Sorry, my dogs are fighting over bones. Stop. Shh.
Well, you tell the dogs, granddad's coming down if they don't be quiet.
It's the smallest one that makes the most noise. But yeah, that's about it. I'm looking forward to coming down to Houston.
Hopefully
Do
I
you,
try to
what
see
were
you.
you,
Go ahead,
What's that?
Clarissa. I'm sorry.
oh, I was just gonna ask, like, do you know, like, have they talked about like what treatments they're gonna start when you go to MD Anderson?
I'm sure they have. They've talked so much information that I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know what's what. I'll just say okay.
Mm.
And I just fill out the forms. I know
Well,
we're
I know
favored.
one thing. Yeah, Dr. Masul always has something in the works. I'm
Yeah,
quite sure he has some type of treatment set up for you. It
yeah,
might be experimental, but hey, everything works on people differently. You know, what he has on me, it hasn't worked for other people, but it works for me. You know, uh, who knows? Find something. Just
yeah.
have faith.
He gave me plan A, B, and C, so I know that he's got a plan. Um, I know this first
Mhm,
treatment that I'm gonna try. Um, I just take an infusion once every 28 days. So I'm gonna
mhm,
go for this week and then get this infusion. My infusion isn't until Friday, and then I'll come back to
mhm,
Indianapolis until my next infusion, and then go from there as far as how long I'll stay or what treatments I'll be on next.
mhm. So you say,
Kevin, can you repeat
you have
yourself?
faith.
It's hard to, you're breaking up. Can you repeat yourself?
You have faith.
Mm, can't hear you now, Kevin. I see you're on mute. Looks like you're on mute, but speaking at the same time. Mm. Do you want to try to come off of mute, Kevin?
We can go to the next one until we get Kevin off. There he is.
Up there. Ron, is there anything
Yeah,
you
I was going to ask Julia. Julia hasn't mentioned it to me yet, but if the infusion is on Friday, did they suggest how long you will need to be there following the infusion?
Just 24 hours.
Okay. Well, the nice thing is that Heather will be there, and I forgot who else is going to be there. Jennifer
Sure.
next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna.
Sorry,
Oh,
didn't mean to
Aisha, you're on
interrupt.
mute.
They're coming
I'm
this week.
sorry. I said I think they're coming this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this week. I hate we're gonna miss you guys.
But you know
Yeah.
I'm in Houston, so I want to see y'all.
Yes.
We'll be at the hospital on Thursday. So
I'll
I
be
know
there
that
Thursday too.
this Thursday,
Oh, not this Thursday. Next
next
Thursday.
Thursday. Well, I
Yeah.
know Heather and I think Jennifer for Antonio. I think y'all will be here by Thursday because y'all are flying out tomorrow. So we have a long day, but we're not going to be at the main hospital. We're going to be at Mays Clinic. So I don't know if y'all are at the Mays Clinic or if y'all are at the main hospital, but maybe we can touch base with each other. We have chemo that day, so it's a long day for us. But maybe we'll be able to touch base because I would definitely like to see you, Heather, and the family. And Jennifer, I would like to meet you and Antonio, right? That's your son?
Yeah.
Yes, I would definitely like to meet y'all.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it would be nice.
we'll be at the maze on Thursday for blood work and a PET scan, and then back again on Friday to see Dr. Masood.
Okay, so maybe we could touch base with each other on Thursday at some point. I don't know if you have my number, but I'm going to put my number in the chat. Heather, I know you have my number, but yes, please reach out and maybe we'll just be able to see one another, even if it's briefly, just to meet. I'd appreciate that and like it.
And I think Samantha is also coming in.
Yeah, I'm gonna have. I'll text her too. I'm gonna text her.
Ron, did you have anything else?
No, that's all I was going to say was that we're planning on getting there on the 21st. I think that's right, right, Julia?
The 20th.
The 20th. Yeah. Okay.
And how long will you be here?
A week. We'll
Okay.
stay till the following Monday, which will be Tuesday. I know my phone cut out. We'll be there till Monday, the following Monday or Tuesday.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe Wednesday if need to be. We haven't made those reservations yet, so it's not in stone.
Okay.
Oh, like for the lodging you haven't, you said?
No, I haven't done that either. I just got my dates yesterday.
Okay.
I do have graduation that weekend. My granddaughter is finally marching on Friday. Chris'
Nice.
daughter. Yes. Okay.
That's great, Richie.
I'm excited.
You
Bittersweet.
should be. Yeah, I know, but you should be.
Are you gonna bring like a cowbell or anything? Like to
Any
make
what?
a cowbell?
No, ma'am. I'll be nice.
Um, David, is there anything on your mind or any questions you have?
No, not really. Sorry, I'm using my phone for the video, and with the sound, you can see it coming from the other rectangle on the screen because, yeah, that's the only way I can make this work at the moment. So sorry about that. No, not really. But lovely to meet people who I haven't met before. I don't think I've seen you before, Heather, and with the Aisha. But yeah, yeah, not really much to report really since last time I was on. I'm sorry I haven't been on for a while. Just the time zone thing is my excuse. Um, Currently, I nearly 1:30 in the morning here, but yeah, I'm glad to see you all anyway.
Thank you for joining us.
You're very welcome.
Yes. We have one on Saturdays once a month. So that
Mm.
might be a little bit better for you as far as the timing is concerned. But I'm
Yeah, you're
usually on
right.
that also. So, if you can pop in there, because then it's a little bit more convenient for you. But thank you for
Yeah,
joining us today. Thank you.
sure.
It's nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you all too. Really.
Scooter, do you have anything that you want to talk about or any questions?
Oh, that's for Teresa.
Scooter, Voice McCain.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Hello, everybody. It's good to see everybody. Um, the only news that I have is um, I do have a PET scan coming up on Thursday, so I will be at the Maze Clinic. So hopefully, I'll see you guys on Thursday. I have a PET scan coming up, and the past two tests that I've had, as far as blood work, it showed that my CA-125 is in the low 20s, like 24 the first time and 23 the second time. So I'm excited about that. And so the PET scan coming up, they're going to be checking, the normal things. And hopefully the numbers are good enough to where they can do the nephrectomy, the kidney removal, um, where all this stuff happened and started. So hopefully everything goes good. But that's all I have for myself. Hopefully I get to see everybody that's going to be there on Thursday. Even if it's for a brief second, just say hi.
Definitely, Scooter. Congratulations. My number's in the chat, so please take it down. Like I said, even if it's for 5 minutes, I'd appreciate it. We definitely always like to meet other RMC patients.
Yep.
So please.
All right.
Gonna be it. Sounds like it's gonna be a lot of you guys, like a reunion this week.
Yeah, first meet, reunion, all of that. That's good. Looking forward to it.
Okay. Aisha, do you have anything on your mind or any questions you have?
Uh, no questions. Update with Gregory. He has, for those who don't know, because I think probably David and Scooter and Kevin doesn't know, but Gregory had brain surgery. He had his cancer. It had metastasized, and they resected the the lesion. They got the tumor, rather. They got that tumor out. He did have about five other lesions in his brain, and he completed radiation thereafter. Surgery was successful. He's fine as far as that's concerned. The incision is healing. He's now doing radiation, and he has one last treatment. He had a 10-day of radiation on his spine. Um, and that's going well. Radiation is pretty much easy, and it's going well. He was in a lot of pain from his pain meds being lowered when he came home from the surgery, as and then they transitioned and changed his pain meds. So I'm glad to say that he is not in any pain as far as his back was concerned. He didn't have pain from the brain surgery; he had pain in his back, and he doesn't have any pain in his back. He did have one treatment of Trodelvy, and the following week, when he went back, his neutrophils were too low, so he was unable to get the second treatment of that. But they started the radiation, and now we've done blood work, and it looks like everything is back as far as his neutrophils are concerned. So the plan is on Thursday, when we'll be at Maze, is he'll start the Trodelvy again, and we'll see what happens with that. But Gregory is feeling good. He's not in pain, which I'm thankful for. His appetite decreased, but it is gradually increasing, and he is walking. He is walking with the walker. He's also walking without the walker at times. So he's trying to build his strength and his stamina back, which is increasing. So I'm thankful for that. Um, and yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. And I'm looking forward to seeing everyone. And I know, Heather, that everything is going to be fine with you. So I know you're anxious, but I know that it's going to be okay, and it's normal. But you'll be fine. Scooter, I'm definitely happy about you. Kevin, I'm happy that you are still pushing and you have a positive attitude, and I'm thankful to hear that. Um, I'm thankful to hear that. And David, it's just nice for you to be here. And Jennifer, I hope to meet you in Antonio. And Julia, I know that you're going to be here, and Dr. Masal has a plan. So you get here, that's all you have to do is show up and have your support, and they got it. They got a plan. So you're going to be fine too. Just get here. But that's it. We're doing well, and we're still fighting, and we keep the positive attitude as well. And that's something that remains. So, regardless of what's going on, I recently had a death in my family as well, so I was feeling kind of down about that. But God is good, and I'm just happy that I have the support of my family, even though my family is far away. I have the RMC family, and Miss Ritchie is always there for me and Gregory, and I'm very thankful for her and the support that she gives. But we're okay. We're okay.
Thanks, Aisha. And it's always a pleasure having you here. You always
Thank you.
brighten my day, Aisha.
Thank you.
Um, Andre, do you have anything that you want to talk about?
We missing you, Andre. You gonna be here Thursday too?
Uh, I
No,
won't be there
you ain't
on
gonna be
Thursday.
here for like another year.
My niece has a fifth grade graduation I got to go to on Thursday.
Oh,
Um, I'll be,
congratulations to her.
I'll be there for that. But man, I don't have any updates for myself, but it's good to um, hear everyone. I see a lot of scans is coming up or whatever. So as always, praying for clear scans for all you guys, and uh, just remember that no matter what the scan says, God is still in control. No matter what, in my process, I had so many scans, and the doctors would say, "Oh, the cancer became resistant." Then, Dr. Masai, he'll switch me to something else. So I had to go through that, what I'm saying, several different, what I'm saying, times throughout my journey. So just stay encouraged, whatever, the scan says, and, just keep believing, in your healing or whatever, until you come out on the other end. So, that's my encouragement for, each and every one of you. But, just I always remember God, is definitely still in control over all our situations. So that's all I got, Carissa.
Thanks, Andre. Richie, do you have anything?
I did hear from Brian today. He had his scans, I think, last week. They are still clear. He had a birthday party to go to. His sister-in-law's celebrating her birthday, but he wanted me, and he just recently had a birthday as well, but he wanted me to tell everyone hello and that he will miss you guys. Um, and I think that was the main update that I had as far as the RMC community. Oh, Dr. Masal, he did sign off on the fourth clinical trial. We're just waiting for it to be approved. And from what I understand, this is going to be a change maker. So I am looking forward to that clinical trial being approved, and everyone get on it or whatever is needed. And it's supposed to be accessible not just at MD Anderson, but throughout the US for sure.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
So I'm
is,
excited.
yeah, is that the one that's scheduled to start mid-June?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the one. That's all, Clarissa.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, anybody else have anything else to share? Or any other questions?
What did you guys think about Dr. Tang that was on the call last month? Did he help you?
Well, I'm outspoken, so yeah, I loved it. I like asking questions. I like hearing what he had to say, and I like the fact that we got to see him not only as a doctor, but he has a life too. And he had children in the background and stuff. So it it's nice to have to know and to have people that show up and that's dedicated to it, and seeing that is encouraging. Um,
Yeah,
Seeing that
and
is good.
I think that's a big part of, what I'm saying, the cancer journey, the radiation part. Sometimes that get kind of lost in the background, but what he do is very important. Especially in my case, I know in Brian's case as well, that received treatment from Dr. Tang. So and now both of our scans are clear. So I think that's a very, to me, it's a very important piece of the process or whatever. So to get in there and try to, you know, radiate those troubling cancer cells that's left behind by the chemo. So I
Hmm.
thought it was very informative.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with you, Andre. And I'm thinking too at the walk next year, because oftentimes we don't bring him up to introduce him. So,
Yep.
but we will do that next year and make sure that he get an opportunity to share his part of the RMC journey with the patient. So, yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, it is. And it's the easiest part of the journey. I agree with you,
Yes.
Andre. Easy. Very
It
easy.
is.
Love it. And it works. So I'm thankful for that.
And you guys ask and you received. I mean, so unless you let us know what you want to hear about, we won't know. I mean, and he graciously agreed to do it.
Mhm.
So just tell us what questions do you have and need answers to? He can pop in just like Dr. Tang did.
Okay. I do have a
Yeah.
question. Let me ask a question. Gregory ain't never have a PET scan. I don't know what a PET scan is. Can somebody tell me what the process is, how it was like? I just am not familiar.
Somebody's getting a PET scan. Is it L Boys getting a PET scan on Thursday?
I had a PET scan, and it was strange. I went to it's probably very different in the United States, but in the United Kingdom, I went to a department called medical science or something like that, and I had like 4 appointments in a row every hour. Um, so they injected radiation into me at the first appointment, and then there was 3 or 4 more where they just took blood tests to make sure that it wasn't affecting you too badly. Because I only had one kidney at that stage. They'd removed my kidney by then, I think. And then they decide, yeah, you're okay to go ahead. And then, similar to a CT scan, you have to lie down and just wait. And it's a much more detailed image compared to, I think, MRI and a CT scan. So that's why. But it's just the issue of going through that radiation at the beginning that's different.
So it's not like they inject radiation into your blood?
Yeah, a radioactive isotope, I believe, and that's how the machine is able to give you this proper image that's better than an MRI or CT. But yeah, I'm not a scientist, but yeah, they inject radiation, like alarms go off and stuff. It's crazy.
Wow.
So
Okay, thank you.
it's
Because
supposed
on a
to be.
CT, like on a CAT scan or a CT scan, it's a contrast, a dye that helps the machine, and then they fire ionizing radiation um, X-rays, which give quite a detailed scan, and then MRI is magnets. I think that's as far as my pay grade allows me to explain these things. But yeah.
Did a good job. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I think the radiotherapy traces they can detect cancer cells, versus the CT scan take various pictures using the contrast or no contrast.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it's a full body, and so any areas you can tell like if there's spread because any cancerous cell areas will like light up.
Hmm.
oh wow. And
Is
do
there,
they usually? Well, go ahead. No, what you would say, Carissa. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, is there limitations to how many PET scans you can have versus
Yeah,
like
that makes sense.
MRIs or CT scans?
Wow.
I'm not sure about that. I know the insurance company doesn't like to pay for them, and I know when we went last time to Texas, they had denied it, and Dr. Masul actually called the insurance company himself and talked to them, telling them why it was necessary. So he's
Well, insurance companies don't want to pay for anything nowadays. It's really
Nope.
sad. But
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's really awful to hear. I mean, we don't really have insurance companies over here. It's all free for us, but we have large waiting lists. But if you're young and you have cancer, you're prioritized, which I have to say is really good. But yeah.
You said you have a waiting list, David?
Yeah, so unfortunately, the NHS is in crisis. Well, the NHS is the National Health Service, so basically it's a socialised healthcare system paid by taxpayers. So everyone, no matter how wealthy you are, gets the same level of care, the same access. You can't pay for more. We do have private hospitals and private healthcare, but it's not as big as the general National Health Service. But the younger you are, and I've only learned this since having RMC, like if you have a disease like any cancer, especially a rare aggressive cancer like RMC, you are basically put to the top of the list. So you will be seen much faster. But the older you are, the less important you are. That's the only issue.
wow.
That's horrible. But I
Yeah.
like the equal, the equalization of it and the priority, but it should be based
Yeah.
upon your age. Well, it don't work like
Yeah,
that
but the
here.
age thing is I think it's a general belief that, if you're young, you've got more to live for. And it's a horrible way of looking at it, but I think that's why this comes to that decision. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
So we definitely need universal health care in the States.
Yeah.
That I know.
Yeah, definitely.
Another whole
So
ball.
can I ask for those, did y'all start people who've had PET scans? Did you begin with CT scans? Like, because I know some people who've had treatment and they've never had a PET scan, and there's others that I hear who've had PET scans. So I'm just curious as to what's the determining factor. Is it mostly insurance, or if it's something that's because it's more specific with the type of scan that it helps better with the treatment? Like, just because my understanding is the chemotherapy, it goes everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And then outside of the chemotherapy, when there's areas that the chemotherapy isn't effective, that's when the radiation comes in, or if it's resistant. So I'm just trying to understand the purpose and how the PET scan is used as a tool towards everything.
I
I thought,
started
sorry,
with
oh, sorry, go ahead, sorry.
Okay, go
sorry.
ahead, Heather.
I
That's
started
okay.
with CT scans of my chest and MRIs of my abdomen, but before I did radiation, they wanted to do a PET scan, and they did that, and now they follow me with PET scans instead of a CT and MRI. I'm really not sure why. That's something I want to ask this week whenever I meet with them. Um, but it is easier than sitting through those long MRIs, so I like it better.
Was
Okay.
your
Is it a long? Oh, go ahead. What I was gonna say is it a long process like David mentioned, like where it's like a step
It
by step?
I have to fast for 6 hours before, um, and then I go into the hospital. They draw my blood, they check my kidney function, and then I have to sit in a waiting room. Um, they inject me with the radioactive glucose, and I wait about 45 minutes, and then I get into the scanner, and it's about 20, maybe 30 minutes at the most. As long as they're not backed up that day, it goes fairly quick.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
fundamentally, a PET scan is far more detailed than a CT scan or an MRI, and more expensive.
I can imagine.
Mm. I mean, if it's like more like whole body, really, like it makes sense to me that they would do a PET scan first, then specifically radiation because radiation's like targeted in a certain
Well,
area.
yeah,
So,
the radiation could be targeted, but it also could be like radiation can be like to a specific spot, or it can be targeted to like a general area. So like I know Gregory, he's had, when it came to his spine, they've done a general area in two different parts of his spine, whereas with the brain radiation it was very targeted. It was specific to the cavity of the tumor that they removed, as well as the lesions that were there. um, but I'm just curious. I get the PET scan as far as at least it's a whole body, so you know what's going on for the entire body. I'm just wondering how they combat that, or how they use that when it comes to the treatment. Yeah, but yeah, I'm just curious.
Yeah, because I think it basically identify the cancerous cells in the body, and then I guess based on where they are, will determine what type of treatment they're going to use. Whereas the CT scan is taking images and doesn't always tell you where the cancerous cells are.
Mm, okay, okay, that makes better
That makes
sense.
sense.
I know
Nah,
for
it
and then
does.
I know for Antonio they're using the PET scan to like basically see the shrinkage and if any other spots may come up, and so he's using that with the CA-125 number just to see the progress, to see if he's still responding to the chemo, um before he has talks of the nephrectomy and radiation later. um So, but I know if he has like certain areas that might be painful at the time, they will do like a MRI or a CAT scan just to, I guess get a better image, closer up to see what's going on.
How often do they do the PET scans? Like, is it normally every two months, every 3 months? Is it
So,
routinely?
so he had one after his initial biopsy when he was diagnosed, just to see what was going on, where the spreads were, and then we had another one in the end of March with Dr. Masul. So he wants to kind of like maybe like every 6 to 8 weeks just
Hmm.
to see the progress.
That's good. Okay, makes
I
sense.
find that very interesting because my PET scan was done by a private company, despite what I just said by socialised healthcare. So the NHS will pay private companies when they're overrun if they can't do it themselves. They'll pay another private organisation to help them. So they wouldn't allow me to have my biopsy until I had the PET scan, and I had a PET scan after I had a CT scan. So I find that very interesting how different the procedure is in the US compared to here.
Yeah,
David,
it
do you
is.
still have your kidney, the affected kidney?
Wait, do I still have it?
Yeah.
Yes. Have you had your kidney removed, or do you still
Yes,
have
I
it?
have. So my right kidney was totally, I had a radical nephrectomy in my right kidney. Yeah, but that didn't happen until after everything else. So the CT scan, the biopsy, and the PET scan. And
Was
they
that
started
after you
chemo.
had treatment? Like you started chemo
No,
and things
chemo
were
came.
shrinking?
Adjuvant chemotherapy started after the kidney was removed because they thought it was a different cancer. They thought it was a cancer called collecting duct carcinoma.
Yep.
Um, and then when they removed the right kidney, they looked at it under a microscope. And also they took two different parts of my body. They took um, some local lymph nodes and something else that connects the kidney to something else. I can't remember its name, urethra maybe, but I'm not sure. And then they confirmed that it was RMC by looking at the individual cells from a microscope.
Wow. Yeah, we hear that far too often, actually. So I get it. I get it. But how are you? Are you under treatment currently, as far as chemotherapy,
No,
or?
It's
Oh,
quite good news so far for me. So I had a CT scan before chemo. I had another one after, and both of them showed no signs of metastatic spread,
awesome.
which is great news. But I am, in a way, a little bit obsessive to understand how it works in the US because obviously if I can find out a pattern here that could help people, that'd be great. But I'm not a doctor. But yeah, I'm very interested to hear how other people have been treated, just to try to understand, what the differences are, what could be improved. Is there any signs or kind of hidden signals that could be seen? You know what I mean? It's a hard one.
okay. Well, congratulate. You were supposed to lead with the no metastatic, and you're
Thank
supposed to
you.
lead with that. But thank you,
Yeah,
David. Like
yeah,
that's a great thing.
yeah,
We celebrate things like that, and that's even more of a reason why you got to show up, okay? Because we got to see
yeah.
you. You
Thank
are
you.
encouragement, as
Good.
well as Andre and as well as everybody else. And Heather, you too. Like we, Scooter, you too. Like we gonna have to see people because that encourages us, and it's important. It's important to see the faces. It's important to hear it, especially people who are in the struggle. So please don't forget about us when
I,
y'all journey is over. We're
I
RMC
never.
battling. We're still
I don't
here.
think it's. I don't think it's over, and I will never forget about other people who have IMC. Trust me.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Dave, I got a question for you, David. So now do you do scans every 3 months now, or how does it work
No, they
over
don't.
there?
They don't seem to be as proactive and aggressive in the scanning compared to what I've heard in the US. So I'm on yearly now. So my last one was in November of 2023. My next one, well, I have a follow up. So 6 months after that, so it's supposed to be in May, but it's going to be the day after my birthday. On the 11th of June is going to be like a chat, what to do next. And I'm assuming that the next scan will be November, December, so a year after my last one.
Mm.
How about blood work? Do they continue to do your labs?
No, not really, not unless I insist. The other problem with socialized healthcare is that you have to sort of manage your own position. If you don't push, you don't get anything really. But yeah,
All right, well, push.
yeah,
Push for at least some labs or something.
sure.
Push.
Well, I asked for blood tests and urine tests like each year because I only have one kidney. And apparently, I read online that you should really have those tests.
Well, I think with
Do they?
one kidney, they
Yeah,
should be testing the kidney function a little bit more often, just to make
Yeah,
sure everything is
maybe.
all right.
Yeah.
yeah, your
That could
creatinine.
be how you push for it. But yeah.
Alexa, good to see you. Anything on your mind you want to talk?
No, I'm just very happy to have power this time, electricity. I was not able to attend last month, but I'm very glad. I want to say to everyone who I saw at the walk in March,
Yeah.
it was so good to see everybody who I saw, and to everyone who I haven't met already, like Jennifer, hi, I haven't met you. Scooter, hi, I haven't met you. And David, it's been a while since I've seen you. Good to see you again. So good to see everybody. So that's all I'll say. Came in late. I was on another meeting.
That's okay. It's always nice to see you.
Always.
Um, right.
We have a
Yes.
venue. We have a venue for next year where we're going to go after the walk. We're going to go to Williams Blues and Barbecue.
Okay.
Blues and barbecue. Ooh, is that? Are they playing music there?
Yeah, it's right
Mm.
close to the park,
Um,
so we already got it together.
mm,
Mm.
Carissa, you trying to do some karaoke?
Yes, you know it.
They have a stage.
I will
It
say.
always is.
They'll let us have a, they'll let us have the stage. Andre has committed to designing our shirts for next year. So
Okay.
I'm
Oh,
hoping within the next 6 weeks he'll have something to me because I do start early, young man.
Eh,
I'm gonna try
he
to
put
add something to you.
fire. He lighting that fire. I want to know what color. I'm
yes.
happy with the color.
As
I get
the
to pick the
boss.
I get to pick the color too.
Yes.
You
Oh,
gotta
okay.
do it all.
Yes.
Okay. I thought I was just gonna do the little graphics, but okay.
I need it in 6 weeks.
Wow.
6 weeks. I can do
Mm.
that. I can do that, Miss Richie.
All right. Now, I didn't get a chance to see Alexa that much this time, but we'll get it together next time.
Okay. And then just like a quick question for you guys. Um, Anything you want to change, like format wise? Like, do you guys like us going around and asking questions, or would you want to do like something like a little bit more interactive where we kind of like lead like exercises or do like things more like we could do like more games or if you guys want more speakers, just wondering what your guys' thoughts are.
I'm always talking, but yeah, I like speakers. I like guests. Who's gonna give us information? Never opposed to that because I always like to learn and hear things. I like how the format is going. To be truthful with you, so I just like having a place to be able to come and speak and hear about everybody else and what's going on. It helps.
I completely agree. Really.
Yeah, I love this community, and I'm glad I found it. It's just nice to be able to, it just you don't feel alone. RMC makes you feel alone initially, and you don't feel alone. And having people show up, it really helps. So I like it.
I think every so often maybe we can have Dr. Masal drop in every now and again, just so we can
I like that.
see us and see his face, every so often, maybe, at least once a year, just give us, the update, see his face and stuff like that. So
Never
Andre, you
met
make
him, so
him
yeah,
sound like
appreciate it.
Santa.
Yeah, look,
Like he comes once a year.
that's fine. Never met him, like to meet him, always hear about him, and I know he knows about every one of us. So it would
mhm.
be nice to meet him. One day I'm just gonna just bum rush him on Friday and be like, okay, well, I'm just here because I've never
maybe
met him.
maybe we can get him scheduled and maybe he can talk about, the new clinical trial he got starting in June and stuff like that. Whenever there's an update for RMC, maybe we can get him in here or whatever. I think that'd
Yeah.
be good.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
try to
I
get
like
him
that.
for June. I'll see what his schedule, is like, and try to get him in June.
Yeah, because I want to hear
Okay.
about this new clinical trial we got going on.
I think we all do. We've heard about it, but we just don't know no specifics yet. But
Yeah, I want to
we
hear
know
the
what's in the
specific.
works. We want to hear the
Yeah.
I want
specifics,
to hear the
right?
specific details. Yeah.
You want the reveal.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but he working. He constantly working. That's why I ain't bothering him. He busy, but it's okay. But yeah, Richie, bring him in so I can meet him and
I
I
get
can
it.
Mhm.
speak to
I get it. I reel him in.
him. I'm
Yeah.
sure he know who I am already, but I'm gonna have my questions. So go start June.
We know. We already know. Well, we do have Roxanne that popped in, Clarissa.
Hi, Roxanne.
Hi,
It's nice to
Roxanne.
see you.
Hi, how are you? Can you hear me this time?
Yes,
Mhm.
ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Yep, I just wanted to come in and see everybody, and I'm doing a lot better than I did the first time that I called in. So it's good
Yeah.
to see
Okay.
everybody. And I've been working with Richie, and she's been a godsend. A godsend.
Oh, thank you. You'll never
She is
walk
to us all.
Nope.
Nope. And I'm
Yep.
glad you're looking better. You're feeling better, and I'm glad you showed up. So thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for. It's nice to see you. So
Thank
thank
you.
you.
when she's ready. We'll keep her busy.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. I love that.
Okay. Yes.
All right.
What do y'all think about? We just need a big reunion, some kind of reunion where everybody could just come in.
I
And
was
let's say,
thinking the same thing, and I'm happy to come to the US for something like that. I really am.
exactly. We need to get some sponsors. I need to see if I can work on this. Need to get some help, and let's try to get some sponsors and see if we can just pay for you and one other person to fly into Houston and have a big celebration.
Absolutely. Is everyone here American apart from me?
I
Yup.
think, well, on the call today, but that's not always the case. We have people
Yes.
Yeah.
from
Yeah. Okay.
Greece,
Yeah,
Colombia, Canada,
right.
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
Haven't seen Abina in a while, but she's doing fine from what she says.
Wow. She got to
Well,
get on this call so we can see her. I
Yeah,
know.
Yeah, we got to see it.
Yeah.
yep.
yeah. So let me see if we can get some sponsors. If anybody know anybody that can help us sponsor, because we don't want it to be, we're costly for anyone. I mean, we want all expenses paid, and we just have a celebration the whole weekend.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they'll send us all on a cruise. I'm still after that cruise.
I told you we can't go unless Dr. Tania and Masal is there. So,
You have to
they
get
going to have to be on the boat too.
Mhm.
As far as I'm concerned, they got to be on the boat. We got to leave from
Get them
Galveston.
on the boat.
They
get
just
them
got to be
on.
on the boat.
The boat.
That would be fun.
I mean, that's not a hard sell if we're being honest here.
It
That's
should
true.
be. And I won't bother them. We just want to I just want to make sure they there. So if it go down, we know what we doing.
Oh, well, we'll make sure you have travel protection so if they need to life flight you out, they can come and get you.
Oh, that's a given. We getting platinum. We go top of the line. So that's a given. Get the plane.
You
Get
know,
here.
people do have seminars on the cruise ship.
That would be even better.
Hmm.
They do have seminars on the cruise ship. And I think that's how they get sponsors.
Oh, that would actually be nice if we did something where we were able to do a seminar and we like some giveaway or something where we can get RMC awareness out. Like, you know how, because they do that all the time on cruises. Like, you just show up and you get free things.
Hmm.
Show up.
Wow.
So that might be a good idea to do
Yeah,
with
that
that.
sounds great.
Like some raffle or something, or I don't know, some contest, you know. But
Mhm.
Something to think
All right,
about,
so we looking for sponsors. Dr. Masal's gonna hopefully be here next month.
right?
And all right, I'm sorry, I just have to say the Knicks is winning against Indiana. So it's not gonna be the Mother's Day massacre that it was on Sunday. Braun and Julia.
You're terrible. You're just terrible.
Whatever. I know Ron be repping Michigan, but I know what that Indianapolis is going on over there. But it's okay. But it ain't happening the way it happened on Sunday. Just let y'all know.
What we gonna do with Aisha? You can only love her.
I love all y'all too. Uh-oh, Rick is on and Rick got a haircut
Oh,
and looked like he got a tan. So
he
where
had,
was you at, Rick?
he
Go
hadn't been.
ahead. Let's
It
he
wasn't
was
a cruise,
somewhere.
but it was not a cruise boat, I'm afraid.
He was
It
somewhere.
was my little rowing scull, which is 25 and a half feet long and
Oh.
11 inches wide. So there's only enough room for me on it. Now, I just want to say that's not where I got my hair cut. And I finally got a haircut today. I went in and I said, Sylvia, do you charge by the inch? And she said,
If
no.
so, you were in trouble.
I know, I know, but thank you, yes. And look, Aisha saw it right away. Well, Alexa probably saw it right away, but she hadn't texted me yet. So there you go. She probably had half a text written knowing Alexa. So here's what I want to tell everybody. And I'm working on this with Miss Alexa, but it looks like I have to come to Houston on what is it, August? Not when's the date? August.
So the event is August the 9th, but we're planning an event earlier than that because we have to plan other things.
Right.
Okay.
So I've got to give a little speech at Houston Methodist for a cancer symposium, and so we'll be coming in, and you know what, Alexa, we should write Elaney and see if we can get Richie an invitation to the cancer symposium.
I will write Eleni, yes.
Yeah, especially since she's so tight with Dr. Masood, and well, more so with Dr. Tanir.
Yes.
So
I'll write Eleni.
Thank you.
Yep.
So that's what we're doing. Look, I drove Scooter out. He scooted. That's a
Oh
shame.
no.
And had you talked to him yet?
Yes,
Oh, okay. That's good.
we did.
And so that's it. And what else? Oh, Captain, look at you. What you got on there? What's on your cap there? Cancer. Okay, I got one that I can't see what's in the red, but I can
It's
imagine.
a line. It's like,
Yes, it's no
Oh,
cancer. It's a
no
live here. We
cancer.
getting rid of
Oh,
it. That's
I got
MD
a
Anderson
T.
for you.
Yeah, I've got a shirt I just found it from 2007, but it wasn't quite as polite as that. You can imagine what it said right here on your chest. And I want to find somebody to give it to. So yes, but it's only in little letters. So
Okay, I
You
got
can
to
that's
post it.
say,
You can post it to me, Rick, in the UK if you want. I'm kidding.
oh, who's the wait a minute, who is that? Who is that?
David.
David.
It's
Hello, David.
David.
Okay, well, we could send it to you. I don't know how big you are. If you're sort of medium to large size, which is what I am, sort of large, but like a US large. If you're a UK medium, Alexa can make that happen. I've got the T-shirt, and Alexa makes things happen.
I can make things happen. I typically do around here. But Rick forgot to mention we're planning a meetup in
Yes,
Houston. That's what he forgot to mention. He's coming. I'll be there. If you're in Houston, like if you're already going to be in Houston because you're at MD Anderson or you live in Houston, we are planning a meetup. We don't have the details yet, but like we will let you know. That's what he's trying to let you know. We will let you know. There will be a
thank you.
party.
Okay,
And how
we'll
long will
be
you
there.
be here? August 9th through.
Well, we're coming. He's coming earlier, and I'm coming earlier. So we're when we talked about this, we're thinking it's going to be on Wednesday the 7th that our party would be. That's what we're thinking right now.
Wednesday. Mm.
Yeah, the cancer conference has something arranged for the night of the 8th.
And then it's on
And
Friday and
right. And then we have a bunch of other ANCANers from other groups who are also Houstonites, and we got to figure out who they are. So we'll find a place, and um, we'll get together for to break bread.
yes.
That's wonderful. What's the name of the conference?
Well, I'm sorry, Richie, what'd you say?
What is the name of the conference?
Oh, it's an internal Houston Methodist Cancer Symposium. So every year, I believe they have, and now Dr. Estathiou is in charge of organizing it. So last year she organized it for the first time,
Mhm.
and this year she's doing it again. And I think that another member of our advisory board, Dr. Munster, who's wonderful,
Yes.
is going to be a keynote speaker.
Yep.
She is an expert in BRCA mutations,
Oh.
and she's actually a breast cancer oncologist, and she had breast cancer, and she had significant surgery. She lost her dad to pancreatic because he carried the gene mutation, She has it, and her kids, two of her kids have it too. So, yes,
I'm sorry.
Aisha.
Something just came to my mind when you had said that. I was thinking, and this is a question. I don't know if y'all know or your blood type. Gregory and I, we were just talking, and Gregory's blood type is AB positive, and that's not a very common blood type, but it's a universal blood type, so he can take blood from anyone. So it made me question. I wonder how many, and if they're keeping track of it or if they know what's the blood type of the people who have RMC.
Yeah.
And if it's something that is maybe more prevalent in one blood type, in comparison to the
Great,
other.
great question. And Dr. Tanier or Dr. Masoul would probably be able to answer that, I expect, unless Miss Ritchie knows the answer.
I don't know.
No, I don't. And I think it just depends. Maybe the ones that are here, if they know their blood type, they could just share it with us. I mean, because that's a good question. That's a great question, actually.
Great
It's a
question.
really
Yeah,
good question, and I have to confess, I actually don't know my blood type.
David,
I'm O positive.
you O positive. Okay, that's different. Well, you know.
I'm A positive.
Yeah,
Okay,
Julia is O positive, and so am I.
ain't that something?
So it may not have anything to do with it.
It may not, but it's just something that
No,
came to me.
it's
So I just,
it's a real solid question. I mean, I think the bigger question might be um, whether sickle cell trait is more prominent in a particular blood type because it's so much more widespread than the RMC.
yeah,
But I
that's true.
think both those questions are really good. You could probably Google is sickle cell trait more prominent in a certain blood type and come up with studies or an answer. I would think that would be a good Google question. And
Yeah.
David, don't you dare mention anything about the football tonight because I haven't watched the game from earlier on and I'm going to watch it later. Okay?
Well, it's
Don't say
interesting.
anything. Nothing. You can't say anything.
Or maybe if they're like even tracking like how responsive certain things are to different blood types.
Yeah.
Like maybe some treatment is more responsive to others.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know. Gregory and I was just talking, and it just came up. So when you had
Doctor,
said the BRCA and something else, I was just like, oh, I remember this. Let me say it. Richie, you
Dr.
taking notes, right? I know you are.
Dr. Tanier and Dr.
Yeah,
Masoul.
I'll get on. I'll get on. That's a good question that I'm going to make sure that
And
they.
the other question with that, which they would know, is whether there are any mutations that are
Yeah, that okay.
associated
Let me read this.
with RMC.
Yeah, Alexa.
Any particular? You can just click on what Alexa posted; it'll open it up.
So
Yeah, I
this is
am.
a very interesting study because it researched if potentially your blood type might link to severity of the sickle cell
Hmm.
like trait or malaria, things like that. So it's kind of
Okay.
asking your question.
Yeah, yeah. Thank
So,
you.
so let me see if I can find something more on that.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yeah.
I was just
You
curious.
know, I just want to say, David, they're talking here about the NBA playoffs. They've got no idea what's really important in this world. You know
I
that.
don't know what you
That's
talking
okay.
about.
That's
That's
funny.
okay. We'll forgive them, David.
I don't know what you talking about. The Knicks is up. I'm from New York, and I don't know what you talking about right now. Okay, but
Okay,
I
David.
ain't skip out on my RMC community to watch this game. But
I
I don't
know
know what
David
you
knows
talking
what
about, Rick.
David knows what I'm talking about. That's
Yes, I
okay.
do. Yeah.
Okay, something interesting. There seems to be a little bit of a correlation with O blood type and sickle cell trait
You
because they've
Oh,
see?
studied this a lot.
Hmm.
They've studied O
Okay.
blood type and sickle cell trait quite a lot because if you look in PubMed, they're very interested in O blood, doesn't matter positive or negative,
Okay.
in the ABO in blood typing with sickle cell trait. So they
Oh,
have to, Aisha, they have to be wondering something for them to be investigating that.
yeah.
But yeah, if you look up
Okay.
like ABO blood types and sickle cell trait in PubMed, they're investigating particular things about it. Like, is there a protective factor? Like, is there potential for severities? Could you have could you be more severely affected if you have a particular blood type?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if it like based on your blood type, if it spreads certain areas too, because not everybody, not like it gets spread to different areas too.
Yeah. Like those are all good questions, whether it's how it spreads, whether it's how responsive it is to treatment. And I know everybody's an individual, so you never know how treatments are gonna go. But I just wonder if it's something that they've noticed based upon a blood type or the type of mutation that, we're dealing with, if there's something that's correlating with that.
It'd be interesting to know if certain blood types respond differently to
Differently.
the
The
different
treatment.
modalities. Yeah.
Yeah, like and I don't know. Gregory and I, we were just sitting up there, we was talking, and most people don't know their blood type, so it led us to start thinking. So I said, let me say that, but I'm gonna click on all
Yeah,
this
I know.
stuff.
Like heard like studies too, like based on your blood type, there's different foods you should eat as well. Like
I've heard of that.
yeah,
Yeah,
so I wonder
Yeah,
if
I've
that.
heard of that too.
I don't know.
So it looks like the primary reason why they're so interested is that the Western African populations, their primary blood type is O positive.
Oh,
That's why they're so interested, because my background prior to nonprofit work was genetic genealogy. So I'm like, I'm wondering if they're thinking ancestral. So I was looking at blood types of the ABO blood types of Africa. And in areas where there's a higher rate of sickle cell trait, that's where you have a higher rate of O positive specifically. And what's interesting, Aisha, Gregory's blood type is one of the rarest types for
I
sickle cell
know,
trait, it appears.
I know, but
Hmm.
that's why I'm wondering if
Interesting.
that has anything to do with how it metastasized or possibly how he
Right.
responds to treatment because of that. But I don't know. But that's
Very
what I thought about
interesting.
because I know his blood type is rare in as far as that's concerned. So yeah,
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Very interesting.
We'll see.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody have?
No. Oh, hold on.
Well, I'm trying to think if it is going to affect anybody here. We have a few new groups starting. Um, I think the only one that's probably really going to be for people here is your women speaking freely, right? The other four
Unless
are
anybody knows somebody with visual snow syndrome, which apparently
oh,
I'm learning it's much more common
Visual
than we
snow.
think it is. So, how about this? Has anyone in this room heard of visual snow syndrome?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Well, there is a simulator for it. I've done it. It basically looks like you have television static all the time. That's what your vision looks like. But that's how you see the world all the time. But it's not an eye disease. This is how it was explained to Rick and I. It's not a true eye disease. It's a neurological condition. But you have to work with eye doctors and treat it with glasses and other eye stuff. It's very interesting. But if you know someone with visual snow syndrome, because it's becoming more diagnosable, we do have a group for that coming up. But I'm learning now I've been educated, Rick. I'm learning now to just ask people who know about visual snow syndrome.
yeah.
But
I
yes,
mean, they say we were told in setting up this group that it affects 1 to 3% of the global population,
yes,
which is huge.
which is huge. And that the issue is that it's more of a problem that what I heard from our moderation team is that they didn't even real it was such a subtle change and that they didn't even realize. One of our moderators asked, "Hey, is it normal to see static, like the static?" And their mom said, what are you talking about? That it happens so subtly that they don't realize it. So a diagnosis can take a long time, and some providers are not well aware. So they believe it's way more common than what it is. So that's why we're kind of taking polls of like, have you ever heard of this condition? But apparently it's way more the actual numbers of diagnosis, which is kind of the same thing with RMC, because we believe the real diagnosis numbers are much higher, because unfortunately lots of people believe that a lot of people get misdiagnosed as renal cell carcinoma, which if
Mhm.
they were more educated, they would have been diagnosed with RMC, which is very unfortunate, because that means that we don't have the actual census data and the correct diagnosis data, which is so frustrating, because when you're talking about grant funding, when you're talking about research funding, when you're talking about like
Yeah,
all that stuff,
exactly. Yeah,
so
yeah.
I get that from that perspective. And
But
just like with Brian and Anessa, because Brian got diagnosed with renal cell carcinoma, and if Anessa hadn't pushed and Brian hadn't pushed, he wouldn't have gotten an RMC diagnosis.
That's common.
um, Alexa, maybe you can give a quick promote to Women Speaking Freely, though.
Yes, yeah. So you've always heard Rick talk about our men speaking freely. We're having a women's equivalent. You'll get an email, because if you're on our email distribution list, and a full email's going out to everybody. So
It's a group for the ladies to talk about
everything
any
but treatment.
anything and everything except specific
Treatment.
details about treatment, because there'll be
And
people
care
from
partners are welcome.
and care,
Okay.
yeah, care partners are welcome, and it's for everybody, and to talk about anything, because there'll be people from all different conditions there.
Yeah, it's not
So
condition specific, and it'll be daytime.
During
yes,
the day. Will it be monthly?
Yes, it'll be monthly. We're starting out monthly. We
Okay.
always start out monthly, and then we figure out when we need to add more, but we start out monthly.
Okay. Okay.
I mean the
Well,
gents. We now meet twice a week for the gents, twice a month for the
wow.
gents, because they wanted another meeting. So when we
Okay.
hear you say we want another meeting, we say, okay, we'll put it on.
A question about that snow, the ice snow thing. Is it
Yes,
curable? Is it curable?
that is complicated. There are treatments for it. I'm learning more about it all the time. There are some treatments that seem to be more effective for it for some people than other people. There are some things you can do non-pharmacologically, like reducing eye
Hmm.
strain, doing
Okay.
things like that. Some people, it's kind of like, how extreme do you want to go? It's kind of one
Hmm.
of the things that we talked about when we had a run through of the group, that
Okay.
some people, they don't want to go to the extreme that you can go. So
Oh,
some
okay.
people want to start out doing glasses and eye drops and um, anti-blue, like glare reflecting glasses and stuff like that, limiting computer usage, that sort of thing. And then some people want to go to experimental therapy.
Oh, okay.
And people are usually a spectrum.
Yeah.
Some people want to do a combination. It's very interesting, and I feel like I'm learning more all the time.
I'm sure you are. All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
The other groups that we're starting, in case you know anybody, we're starting a group for care partners who look after folks who have motor or neuro conditions like strokes, or for some reason from cancer, or other reasons they're hemiplegic, or Parkinson's, or MS. So for the care partners, we're starting a group for that. We're starting an under 45s group for MS, and we're working on early days, but we're working on getting another autoimmune group going, which would be non-specific. So it would be like we'd run our blood cancer group for any type of blood cancer, because a lot of the folks who have these autoimmune conditions, whatever, whether it's rheumatoid arthritis or lupus or even MS or whatever, they have a lot of common issues.
Mhm.
So watch this
Okay.
space.
Okay.
I'm going to jump off because I've got to go back to the MS group. They had 3 new peeps today, so which is really good. And but it's not till August, but I do hope I get to see some of you. Well, I know I'll get to see Miss Ritchie and finally give her a hug. I know
Yes.
that. And anyone else who happens to find themselves in the area. And I noticed Ron dropped off before Alexa put those links in the chat. So can somebody send those links to Ron? Because he said he and Julia were both O positive.
Clarissa, you gonna do that?
Yeah, I can send those out.
Okay.
Thanks. Thanks. Because he may be interested in. So.
What day will you be in Houston, Rick?
Probably the 7th. I'll be in there probably the 7th through the 10th.
Okay, I'll be there. I'll be there.
Oh,
I got a
Captain! Whoa!
I got a scan on the 8th. That's August, right?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. I got a scan on the 8th of August.
fantastic. Oh, so come in for the night of the 7th.
I'll be there on the 7th.
Good
Okay.
man. How about that big dog of yours? How's that big dog doing? We haven't seen that big dog recently.
You
Huh?
got a dog?
It ain't
Yeah,
big.
yeah, I thought he
He
was
ain't that
big.
big.
That how
No,
big?
he ain't that
Well,
big.
he ain't that big.
Nah, he ain't that big. He got a
What kind
haircut
of
now.
dog is it?
Cuteness, but not
What
It's
that
a
kind of
big.
gold.
dog is it?
It's a golden doodle.
Golden
A
doodle.
golden
Golden
doodle
doodle. They're big.
hybrid.
Yeah,
They're
but
big. Those golden.
he's a kind of medium, so he's not because they can get pretty big, but he's like a
Yeah.
medium.
He
Oh.
got
He's a
more of the
medium.
doodle part, not the golden
Yeah.
part.
Right.
What color
Right.
is he? He's like, right. What color is he? You gotta show a pic of something. Where he at?
Gold. He's a gold. It's kind of
He
like a gold
golden.
brown.
A
Mm-hmm.
golden brown. Oh, that's cool. What's his name?
So, so, Captain, didn't you
Billy.
know? Did you know
What?
that we've
Winnie?
got?
Billy.
Billy. Oh, B. Okay, thank you. It's a boy.
Did you know that we got a pet pics thing going on at Ancan? And you're
A pet.
supposed to send a picture of your pet to Alexa or to Hannah, so that we
Oh,
get it up, right, Miss Alexa? She's doing right. How come we didn't get a picture of Billy yet?
Billy.
I didn't know, Rick. I didn't know. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you're not reading
That's
your
cool.
reminder. That's the
That,
problem. You're
that,
not
that,
reading your reminder.
probably so. That's probably it.
Look,
I
he just know
see.
when to show up. He's showing up. That's what
He does.
counts.
He at
So,
least he
Right.
shows
like,
up.
you show up.
He
We got
shows
all
Yeah.
up.
kinds of people
No.
sending
The
in
RMC
pictures
group
and
calendar is in my head, so I already know. I already know.
okay. All right. Okay, guys. It's so lovely to see all of you. I'll talk to you soon.
All
Bye.
right.
All
Bye,
right.
David. Bye.
All right, Clarissa. It's that time.
Yes, well, thank you guys for a good call. It was great seeing you guys and speaking to everybody and sharing. Um, so guess we could like close out the night and we'll see you guys. We have a meeting on the 4th, so
When's
it's the
when's
20th.
Saturday meeting?
May 25th.
Okay, thank you. Well, you know what that is, right?
It's
Isn't
my
that near Memorial?
Memorial Day, and that's Gab's inner thing. Yeah, it's a lot going on, but
So we still having it Saturday?
it's the group's decision.
Oh. Mm.
Yeah, we can
David.
Well,
reschedule. That's an option.
yeah, I would say to you got stuff going on, Richie. So no, we're gonna honor, Chris and have you celebrate Gabby.
Don't run the whole show just because I
I
want
know, but still, we
this.
know how you get when you in the car and you transferring and all the rest of that. Like,
I do what
I
I
don't know.
gotta
It's up to everybody. You make it happen. Don't get me
do. Yeah,
wrong,
I
but you
make it
need to
happen.
be attentive. We don't want to. We could do it the next month if that's okay with everybody. But I'm gonna show up regardless, as long as somebody remind me the Saturday of. I'm gonna show up. So, but it's up to you.
Well, let's go on and cancel for May, and we'll do June, the fourth Saturday in June, and we'll send that
All right.
that reminder out. We will meet June the 11th on a Tuesday for our second Tuesday at 7 Central Standard. How about that?
That works. Thank you, Richie.
That gives me a little freedom, and I am getting on.
Yes. Yeah. I don't see age.
I love my community, though. I love my people, my
We love you
family.
too. We love you too.
I live and breathe REMC.
You too.
Yeah, I
And we
love it.
know that.
I'm so happy to see Roxanne. We love you. We got
Yes.
you. I lift you every night in prayer. Every
Thank
night.
you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. When you get tired of me, just tell me, leave me alone.
I will not get tired. I will not get tired. Trust
We
me.
just ignore that.
I'm going to stop the recording, and then if